Yo, what up, chat? It's your boy Beats, and I'm here to talk about the new Sentinel League mechanic. Now, this is, to be very clear, day one. I am only in Act 4, so this isn't like in-game how it works. But I do know how it works in-game, mostly. And I'm going to just talk about how you can utilize this, obviously, during your leveling process. And then, obviously, how the mechanic works. Now, GGG obviously puts out a video every league. You can go check that out. Listen to Chris Wilson, Uncle Wilson, or whatever you want to call the dude. And he'll tell you about it. So right now, let's get into it. I'm going to show you my screen now. Full screen it. Alright, so what it is when you first get in the game, when you first hit Act 1, okay, you're going to get this item, the Sentinel Controller, okay? It is going to drop off of a mob in the first area. And I'm pretty sure if you don't pick it up in the first area, it'll probably continue to drop, but you want to pick it up. And then what's going to happen is it's going to have you open it. It's going to run you through how to do it, okay? You're going to drop the Stalker Sentinel in here, okay? And then you got Apex Sentinel, Stalker Sentinel, and then you got the blue one. The Pandemonium Sentinel is the blue one, okay? And each of these work differently, all right? So I'll explain that, but you're also going to have to path, and get buffs, right? So think of like your talent tree and Path of Exile. You got to connect the dots. It's really not difficult, okay? Just Pee Wee Herman, connect the dots. Okay? So just connect the dots, okay? Get the buffs that you want. Okay, there's different ones that empower different things, potentially give you more loot, duplicates loot, makes stuff stronger, gives you drops, gives you this. Just, you got to read it, okay? You got to do a little reading. I can't go through all these, but basically you want to connect the dots, and you want to make sure that all three of these eventually get connected so you can use all three. Now, I've made it to Act 4. I haven't gotten any Pandemonium Sentinels yet. I'm sure I'll probably get some soon, okay? Now let's talk about how each one of the Sentinels works and how it functions, right? So the first ones you got, the Stalker Sentinels, those are the first ones you get, okay? Now initially these are going to be defaulted to your F keys, okay, like F2, 3, 4, I think, because right now I got F2 and F4, so I'm assuming that Pandemonium's F3. Now, F2, your Stalker Sentinel, this is a single target. It single targets multiple mobs, okay? So to get that cleared, it will single target any mobs. It doesn't matter what kind of mobs they are. Blue, yellow, unique, rare, regular mobs. It will hit any mobs, okay? This Apex Sentinel is going to hit, mostly it's going to hit rare mobs, it's going to hit unique mobs. But what I see people mostly doing with it, when I'm talking to my homies, they're using it for the bosses, okay? So when you pull up to a map boss or an area boss, you pop it, it's going to go on to that boss, and then it's going to do whatever, mod is on it, okay? And then as far as your Pandemonium, that one is an AoE like proc, meaning like this one single targets mob, this multiple mobs, this one like will target a single unique or rare mob. This one does like an AoE blast of mobs in an area, okay? So the difference between this one and this one is this one's a one-time use area, and then this one, when you use it, say you don't hit like all 20 mobs in one little area, it'll have a timer right down here, okay? You'll see a timer going, and as long as you run into those 20 mobs, but when you first pop it, you'll get all 20. Now, if you don't run into 20 mobs and just run out of time, you won't get all of the 20 mobs. You won't get all the loot, and it won't activate 20 mobs. It just runs out of time. That's it. With this one, with Pandemonium, it's an AoE, gets a full area, so there's no timer. Once you pop it, it's going to hit an area. If you get 2 mobs, you get 2 mobs. If you get 30 mobs, you get 30 mobs, okay? Now, again, this is just the basic league start, okay? The other piece is, as you notice up here, you're going to get units, this builds. This just means you can connect more dots, okay? Boom, boom. I can connect more dots, right? Boom, boom. Now, I can only connect this so far, okay? All right? And if you see, I got this many to use, but I've already used most of these, okay? So for right now, I'm kind of maxed out. Now, once I get this full, you'll be able to connect more dots, and maybe you want to use a specific one, okay? This mechanic is not really hard, and you can even pre-plan. It's got these little white lines to be like, where do you want to go? How do you want to path it out? What do you want to do, right? Okay, so you can definitely take time to plan all that out. I'm not going to do that right now. I just want to explain the basic logistics of it, okay? Now, these items, okay, they drop. When they drop, you pick them up. There's an extra locker for these items. So just remember that. When you get into town, you'll have an extra Sentinel Locker for these. And it's also an affinity tab, so meaning you can control left click them in your regular stash tab and they'll go over to the other locker if you fix it, if you set it up that way. It's not too hard, not too difficult. The other thing I want to mention is when these are empty, right? See how this one's 0 out of 10. I can't use this one no more. I can go swap this one out in my bank for a full one. And then also when you're in your Sentinel Locker, there's going to be other items to drop. Matter of fact, real quick, just to show you, I'm going to go back to town and show you the locker just because when you go to the locker, all right, where's it at in here? Sentinel Locker, okay? You're going to get these power cores. You're going to get different kinds. Obviously, as you get higher tier and you go higher up, they'll do certain things. So what this says, it destroys 2 Sentinels to create a fully charged Sentinel, and it combines their power, right? So this one's empty, right? And I haven't done this yet, so I'm going to try it, right? So right-click this item and select 2 Sentinels. Okay, so I got these 2. Okay, this one gives me jewelry. Okay, as you read down there, it gives me jewelry. And then this one, it gives me currency and armor, right? So let's say I combine those 2. Now, when they explain this, they said that when you combine 2, doesn't mean you're going to get all the mods. It's going to give you some of the mods. Okay, so let's check it out. Boom. All right. Boom. So, you can't use the empty ones? Can you use it? Okay. All right. Okay, wait a minute. Okay. So, oh, I see. I'm dumb. All right, hold up. Hold up. Let me go back to my Sentinel Locker. Okay. All right, let's do this again. Okay. Can we do? Okay, there we go. There we go. So, okay. So you got to put them in the top here, right? So I took my 2 old ones. I'm going to hit a symbol, right? Boom. Oh. Oh, boys. See, first one out. We got the Megalomaniac Bronze Stalker Sentinel. Empowered enemies cannot. Oh, we got a symbol of unique. So we just did a whole bunch of stuff right there. So we combined 2 rares and got a unique. Now that doesn't always happen. They said you just got to continually mess with it as those things, these power cores drop. Continue to mess with them, okay? I got real lucky right here. So we got increased duration, empowers 97 enemies. That's absurd. Empowers monsters, increased sentinel power. Empower enemies cannot gain rewards. So really, if I'm gathering what this one really does, this is really to empower mobs. You're not going to get any extra loot, but it sounds like since I can empower so many, I'm going to be able to get more XP, because if you read the fine print, it says empowerment increases the damage and the damage reduction of an enemy, as well as increasing experience and item yield when killed. So that's cool, man. We got a unique one. I'm gonna save it for right now. I'm not prepared to use this. My build is not strong enough yet, probably. So we're gonna save that. So again, guys, just to recap, you go in, you get your Sentinel controller, you get the different Sentinels, you get the Apex, you get the Pandemonium, you get the Stalkers. You get 3 different kinds. The Stalkers hits multiple targets. Pandemonium hits an area of targets. Apex is for, think of bosses and rares. All right. So, and then you're also going to get these cores that drop to combine different ones. So make sure you test this stuff out yourself. When you go into the map and you empower and you got these different ones to utilize the F keys and hit those different mobs and kill those mobs, they will gain the effects and they will drop additional loot and you will gain extra experience, and they are very difficult. Another quick warning, they have included Nemesis mods on all the rare and the blue and yellow mobs, okay? They've included the Nim mods on all the mobs, so they changed the way mobs are. A lot of my buddies are saying, man, they're kind of tanky, they're harder to kill. I mean, obviously, you're empowering the mobs, so that's what you're doing. I hope this video helped a lot of people. I hope it helped some people. Maybe it doesn't help anybody, but either way, follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Beats for President. And I'll see you guys in raid class. Peace.